insert themselves into that equation by going to the videotapes and reviewing it and overturning a call that clearly is not that decisive. I think when you're the greatest player in the world, when you're having a spectacular night in the NBA Finals like this, with a call that is that close, that can influence the balance in this series, it's simply a call you don't overturn. So that's number one. But number two, I don't really know what words I can describe that are fit for FCC airwaves to explain the tragic decisions by J.R. Smith. You talk about asleep at the wheel. I got to tell you something right now. That is as inexcusable of a mistake as you can possibly make. It's not like it was in the throes of action. You're George Hill, you're at the free throw line. You have an opportunity to take a deep breath, pause, collect your thoughts and what have you. And still standing at the free throw line where he was inexplicably not boxed out, he grabs an offensive rebound and runs out as if they're trying to run the clock out because he thinks they have the lead and ultimately blows it and sends the game into overtime. LeBron James is looking at him like he has to be the most idiotic individual on the planet Earth. He looks at LeBron James and said, I didn't know, I thought we were up. And there you have it. You saw what happened in overtime. I think about Chris Webber calling a timeout when there were no timeouts for a national championship on the line. I think about the great Isaiah Thomas, a two-time champion, one of the greatest guards we've ever seen in NBA history, throwing the ball in bounds under Boston's basket or near under Boston's basket. I consider those two flaws, those two faux pas to be epic. But I just don't know what to say about this. Look, man. I just don't know what to say. Scott?
Yep.
It is rare that I am relatively speechless. That moment has officially arrived. I don't know what to say. It is one of the most brain-dead, idiotic things that I've ever witnessed in covering basketball live. I didn't cover C. Webb in the Final Four. And that's an honest mistake because you're in the throes of action timeout. I didn't cover Isaiah Thomas going up against the great Bird and McHale teams in Boston. That kind of stuff happened. You're trying to throw a quick inbounds pass, but it still wasn't the smartest decision in the world. And we know how brilliant and cerebral Isaiah Thomas is. In the case of J.R. Smith, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, Scott. I just don't.
Well, somehow you keep finding words, which is the gift that you possess, Stephen A. Even in spite of being speechless, you're not. And I would ask you to find the words to describe the performance of LeBron James. And sadly, from the Cleveland perspective, as epic as it was, it's ultimately wasted. As Tim Legler said, and I completely agree, if you're Cleveland, this is a game you must get. And they did not. I wonder how they rebound from that, Stephen A.
I don't know if they can rebound. I think that JR's mistake was a series-altering mistake, and I think it's cost them. I think this series ends in 5. I don't think that would have happened had they won tonight's game. I can't say enough about what we saw from LeBron James. LeBron James was absolutely sensational. All of these comparisons, all the things that people throw up, whether you buy into it or not, he just validates those kind of things with nights like tonight. Game 1 of an NBA Finals, he absolutely destroyed the Golden State Warriors. He dictated pace. He controlled tempo. He took advantage of matchups when they were, when the Golden State Warriors put somebody on him that he couldn't handle, when they doubled up on him or what have you, he found the open man, fed the right guys. He made a lot of right decisions. I would not have given the ball up to George Hill near the end. That much is true. But outside of that, he played close to a flawless game. And believe it or not, J.R. Smith not only ruined LeBron James' evening, he saved Kevin Durant's evening, because the way Kevin Durant had basically relatively disappeared in the second half from the field, considering the way that LeBron James was performing, I would have been talking about Kevin Durant a little bit tomorrow. Hell, I still might. But nobody, and even LeBron James, is not going to eclipse J.R. Smith being the storyline, because, my Lord, I cannot believe the mistake he made.
You got about 9 hours, 45 minutes to find the words. First take tomorrow morning. Stephen A. Smith, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Finals post-game report is brought to you by TAG, based on a true story. See it in theaters June 15th.
They are enjoying the evening outside Oracle, as you'd guess. It was harder than perhaps they thought it might be. Steph Curry will stop by the show. We have plenty we can discuss with him shortly.